The purpose of this training is to teach all employees the company's IT policies. We will briefly go over the key points of these policies and also cover security rules. After the video, you will need to take a test. Passing grade is 70%. If you fail, you will need to take the test again on another date. In compliance with the Health Insurance Portability and Accountability Act of 1996, better known as HIPAA law, we are obligated to protect sensitive patient health information from being disclosed without the patient's consent or knowledge. For more information on HIPAA, please attend the yearly mandatory HIPAA training. If you're unable to attend this training, videos of the training will be provided by management. Security is everyone's business. All of us must take part in securing our systems and devices from unauthorized access. It is essential to have the knowledge to identify and handle physical or online threats. A threat is defined as a malicious act intended to steal or damage data or disrupt the well-being and stability of a business. Most of the time, attackers use threats to create financial gain. In other cases, threats can be used for espionage and/or making social or political gains. When we understand an attacker's motive, it gives us a better sense of awareness of what is malicious and what is safe. Ransomware is the most notorious cyberattack in all of healthcare. This type of threat infiltrates the system through malware, viruses, spam, and phishing attacks. These threats are often disguised as simple files, documents, or downloadable applications. But underneath, they contain codes and scripts that will damage, disable our systems, or even steal our information. Thankfully, we have safeguards set in place to defend the network from these attacks. However, users can unknowingly allow these attacks to get into our systems through communication channels such as emails and file transferring. In a phishing attack, emails will be disguised as being from a reputable company and ask the user to reveal personal information like passwords and credit card numbers. The goal of this fake email is to persuade the user to enter sensitive information like credit card numbers or passwords. An email asking for sensitive information should immediately raise a red flag and be reported to IT. Sometimes malicious emails won't prompt for personal information, it will give a link to an external site that also seems to be to a reputable company. If you come across any links, double-check the site by looking at the web link. Do not click the link. If you have trouble determining the safety of a site, please contact IT for assistance. Previously mentioned, dangerous email attachments can disguise themselves to be safe. To combat this, we have safeguards that will scan and eliminate threats before they reach our inboxes. However, new malware and viruses can still get through those safeguards. If you find a suspicious email that requires you to download any files, immediately report this to IT. We can get lost through the loads of emails in our inboxes. And it can be especially difficult to spot a malicious email as we are constantly communicating with patients and other employees, attaching files and documents, and sending links. Nevertheless, take your time in opening your emails. It's better to be safe than sorry. The best way to determine if an email is safe is to verify the sender and also verify with the sender that they did mean to contact you. If you are unable to identify an email to be safe, contact IT. We have the tools to properly scan, quarantine, and eliminate these threats. Using personal email accounts on company workstations is strictly prohibited. By accessing your personal email accounts on a company workstation, you open a door for threats to get in. Use only company-provided email addresses at work. Besides using email as a channel for attackers, attackers can use spam advertisements and pop-ups through false websites, which can be persuasive if you have not seen them before. Spam advertisements and pop-ups will bait the user to click their prompts that will take them to external sites, offering some sort of gain for the user. For these sorts of threats, close the web page and do not click on any pop-ups or ads. Storage devices such as but not limited to USB sticks and external hard drives are prohibited to be brought into work unless approved by IT personnel. Yes, these devices can help us store documents and files that we'd like to work on at home or in the office, but they can also store hidden viruses and malware. Bringing these devices in can cause us more harm than good. If you are in need of moving files or documents, please contact IT for assistance. Further information can be read under our Removable Media Policy. Public access to our networking devices, computer systems is strictly forbidden and is a security violation. If you happen to find open doors to secured areas like network racks, servers, and patient files, kindly close or lock them. If you or someone needs to access these resources, please contact IT. If you see unauthorized personnel accessing or trying to access these resources, please report it immediately. The company provides workstations and devices for employees to use at work. In some cases, devices can be assigned to users to be able to bring home and vice versa. However, keep in mind these devices are company-owned and are often used to access patient health information. Losing or damaging these devices can result in disciplinary action. We all need to be extra cautious in treating these devices. Information regarding the company's policy can be found under Workstation Security Policy. Computers and devices are pre-configured and set up by IT with all the needed resources. Changing these configurations, downloading and installing programs and suspicious files, or unplugging or moving IT equipment are a red flag, extremely prohibited. If you are in need of software or changes to the computer, please contact IT personnel. Furthermore, workstations are to be used for only work. Gaming, watching explicit videos, or doing online gambling at work can result in disciplinary action or termination. If you find someone doing any of the listed items, immediately report to IT. Detailed information can be read under our Internet Usage Policy and Acceptable Use Policy. Passwords are keys used to open confidential information. We need to ensure our passwords comply with the company's password construction policy. This allows us to prohibit unauthorized users from guessing our passwords. And because we want to keep our passwords safe, do not write passwords down on paper or save credentials for autologin. Instead, keep them in an electronic file that's inaccessible from unwanted users and confirm that credentials are not being auto-saved. Passwords are subject to change every 2 to 3 months or if employees leave. IT personnel will change passwords for computer systems that employees have regular access to, but for other passwords such as email accounts and online portals, managers and leads will be in charge. For any questions or concerns, feel free to contact IT. More information can be read under our Password Construction and Password Protection policies. All IT issues are reported in our designated communication channels and chat rooms. If you need help accessing this, please reach out to your manager or lead for assistance. The channel is created so any IT issues and concerns can be checked by IT personnel or in some cases, by your coworkers. When posting in the channel, please be detailed about your issue or concern. State the device or system you're having issues with and the problem that occurs. The more detailed, the faster it is for us to find a solution. A clean desk ensures that all sensitive, confidential materials are removed from an end-user workspace and locked away when the items are not in use or an employee leaves his/her workstation. We utilize this policy to reduce the risk of security breaches in the workplace. This also increases our awareness about protecting sensitive information. For reference, please read our Clean Desk Policy. Before communicating with patients about their PHI, we need to have written or digital consent from the patient. However, text, call, or email reminders for upcoming appointments are fine as long as they have the minimum and necessary information such as their name, appointment date or time, the business name, and the business phone number. Per HIPAA law, there needs to be end-to-end encryption via email. Encryption can be defined as taking readable data and changing it so it appears random. Using public email accounts is prohibited as sent emails are not encrypted. However, using company-provided email accounts and toggling the encryption feature to on in a composed email will turn on email encryption for the entire email. On the patient's side, the email will show as a secured message. Using a company email and enabling encryption must be done every time we disclose PHI with the patient. Failure to comply can result in fines and disciplinary action. Important: do not send unencrypted emails containing radiograph images to patients. A step-by-step diagram can be found in your office's shared folder or upon IT request. SMS text messaging does not travel through an encrypted tunnel. However, per HIPAA, we are allowed to text patients upon written or digital consent. It should be known between the covered entity and the patient that there is always a risk of unauthorized disclosure through text. Therefore, the company only utilizes text for upcoming appointments. Reminder: only text the minimum and necessary information such as patient name, appointment date or time, the business name, and business phone number. The company provides CDs for staff to use to burn radiograph images for patients. Step-by-step diagrams can be found in your office's shared folder or upon IT request. If a patient brings in a copy of their radiographs from another business, make sure to run virus scans of the files and folders before moving, downloading, or copying the file to your computer. A step-by-step guide can be found in the office's shared folder. If you find the file to be malicious or have trouble verifying the safety of a file, contact IT for assistance. This wraps up the IT training lesson. Please continue to the test. Passing grade is 70%. If you fail, you will need to take the test again on another date.